Dandava Pranam, Namaste. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 16. Text 7. Shudrayusham nranam anga marchanam ritam ichatam iho pahuto bhagavan mrityu samitra karmani. O Sutta Goswami, there are those amongst men who desire freedom from death and get eternal life. They escape the slaughtering process by calling the controller of death Yamaraj. Purport. The living entity, as he develops from lower animal life to higher human being and gradually to higher intelligence, becomes anxious to get free from the clutches of death. Modern scientists try to avoid death by psychochemical advancement of knowledge, by physiochemical advancement of knowledge. But alas, the controller of death, Yamaraj, is so cruel that he does not spare even the very life of the scientist himself. The scientist who puts forward the theory of stopping death by advancement of scientific knowledge becomes himself a victim of death when he is called by Yamaraj. What to speak of stopping death? No one can enhance the short period of life even by a fraction of a moment. The only hope of suspending the cruel slaughtering process of Yamaraj is to call him to hear and chant the holy name of the Lord. Yamaraj is a great devotee of the Lord, and he likes to be invited to kirtans and sacrifices by the pure devotees who are constantly engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. Thus, the great sages, headed by Sanaka and others, invited Yamaraj to attend the sacrifice performed at Naimisharanya. Text 8. Nakaschin mriyate tavad yabhadasta ihantaka ithad artam hi bhagavan ahuta paramarshibi ahonri loka piyeta hari lilamritam vacha. As long as Yamaraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamaraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Purport. Every human being dislikes meeting death, but he does not know how to get rid of death. The surest remedy for avoiding death is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It is advised herein, therefore, that any human being who desires freedom from death should take to this course of life as recommended by the rishis headed by Sanaka. Text 9. Mandasya manda pragyasya vayo manda yushastravai Nidraya hriyate naktam divachabhyarta karmabhi. Lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and a short duration of life pass the night sleeping and the day performing activities that are for naught. Purport. The less intelligent do not know the real value of human form of life. The human form is a special gift of material nature, in the course of her enforcing stringent laws of miseries upon the living being. It is a chance to achieve the highest boon of life, namely to get out of the entanglement of repeated birth and death. The intelligent take care of this important gift by strenuously endeavoring to get out of the entanglement. But the less intelligent are lazy and unable to evaluate the gift of the human body to achieve liberation from the material bondage. They become more interested in so-called economic development and work very hard throughout life simply for the sense enjoyment of the temporary body. Sense enjoyment is also allowed to the lower animals by the law of nature, and thus a human being is also destined to a certain amount of sense enjoyment according to his past or present life. But one should definitely try to understand that sense enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of life. Herein, it is said that during the daytime one works for nothing, because the aim is nothing but sense enjoyment. We can particularly observe how the human being is engaged for nothing in the great cities and industrial towns. There are so many things manufactured by human energy, but they are all meant for sense enjoyment and not for getting out of material bondage. And after working hard during the daytime, a tired man either sleeps or engages in sex habits at night. That is the program of materialistic civilized life for the less intelligent. Therefore, they are designated herein as lazy, unfortunate, and short-lived. Text 10. Sutta uvacha yada Parīkṣit kuru jangale vasat kalim pravishtam nija chakra vartite nishamya vartam mati priyam tata sarashanam samyuga sundar ada. Sutta Goswami said, while Maharaj Parīkṣit was residing in the capital of the Kuru Empire, the symptoms of the age of Kali began to infiltrate within the jurisdiction of his state. When he learned about this, he did not think the matter very palatable. This did, however, give him a chance to fight. He took up his bow and arrows and prepared himself for military activities. Purport. The state administration of Maharaj Parīkṣit was so perfect that he was sitting in his capital peacefully. But he got the news that symptoms of the age of Kali had already infiltrated into the jurisdiction of his state, and he did not like this news. What are the symptoms of the age of Kali? They are 1, illicit connection with women, 2, indulgence in meat eating, 3, intoxication, and 4, taking pleasure in gambling. The age of Kali literally means the age of quarrel, and the above mentioned 4 symptoms in the human society are the root causes for all kinds of quarrel. Maharaj Parīkṣit heard that some of the people of the state had already taken up those symptoms, and he wanted to take immediate steps against such cases of unrest, such causes of unrest. This means that at least up to the regime of Maharaj Parīkṣit, such symptoms of public life were practically unknown. And as soon as they were slightly detected, he wanted to root them out. The news was not palatable for him, but in a way it was, because Maharaj Parīkṣit got a chance to fight. There is no need to fight with small states because everyone was peacefully under his subordination. But the Kali Yuga miscreants gave his fighting spirit a chance for exhibition. A perfect Kshatriya king is always jubilant as soon as he gets a chance to fight, just as a sportsman is eager when there is a chance for a sporting match. It is no argument that in the age of Kali such symptoms are predestined. If so, then why was there preparation for fighting out such symptoms? Such arguments are offered by lazy and unfortunate men. In the rainy season, rain is predestined, and yet people take precautions to protect themselves. Similarly, in the age of Kali, the symptoms as above mentioned are sure to infiltrate into social life, but it is the duty of the state to save the citizens from the association of the agents of the age of Kali. Maharaj Parīkṣit wanted to punish the miscreants indulging in the symptoms of Kali, and thus save the innocent citizens who were pure in habit by culture of religion. It is the duty of the king to give such protection, and Maharaj Parīkṣit was perfectly right when he prepared himself to fight. Text 11. Svalankritam shama turanga yojitam ratam ragendra dvajam ashrita purat vruto ratasvadvi papati yuktaya svasenaya digvijayaya nirgata. Maharaj Parīkṣit sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. His flag was marked with the sign of a lion. Being so decorated and surrounded by charioteers, cavalry, elephants, and infantry soldiers, he left the capital to conquer in all directions. Purport. Maharaj Parīkṣit is distinguished from his grandfather Arjuna, for black horses pulled his chariot instead of white horses. He marked his flag with the mark of a lion, and his grandfather marked his with the mark of Hanumanji. A royal procession like that of Maharaj Parīkṣit, surrounded by well-decorated chariots, cavalry, elephants, infantry, and a band, not only is pleasing to the eyes, but is also a sign of a civilization that is aesthetic even on the fighting front. Text 12. Bhadrasvam ketumalam cha bharatam chotaran kurun kim purushadini varshani vijitya jagre balim. Maharaj Parīkṣit then conquered all parts of the earthly planet. Bhadrasva, Ketumala, Bharata, the northern Kuru, Kim Purusha, etc., and exacted tributes from their respective rulers. Purport. Bhadrasva is a tractive land near Meru Parvata, and it extends from Gandha Madana Parvata to the saltwater ocean. There is a description of this Varsha in the Mahabharata, Bhisma Parva 7.14 through 18. The description was narrated by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Maharaj Yudhisthira also conquered this Varsha, and thus the province was included within the jurisdiction of this empire. Maharaj Parīkṣit was formally declared to be the emperor of all lands ruled by his grandfather, but still he had to establish his supremacy while he was out of his capital to execute tribute from such states. Ketumala. This earth planet is divided into 7 dweeps by 7 oceans, and the central dweep is called Jambu-dweep. It is divided into 9 varshas, or parts, by 8 huge mountains. Bharata Varsha is one of the above-mentioned 9 varshas, and Ketumala is also described as one of the above varshas. It is said that in Ketumala Varsha, women are the most beautiful. This Varsha is conquered by Arjuna also. A description of this part of the world is available in Mahabharata, Shabha 28.6. It is said that this part of the world is situated on the western side of Meru Parvata, and inhabitants of this province used to live up to 10,000 years, Bhisma Parva 6.31. Human beings living in this part of the globe are gold in color, and the women resemble the angels of heaven. The inhabitants are free from all kinds of diseases and grief. Bharata Varsha. This part of the world is also one of the 9 varshas of the Jambu-dweep. A description of Bharata Varsha is given in Mahabharata Bhisma Parva, chapters 9 and 10. In the center of Jambu-dweep is Ilavrita Varsha, and south of Ilavrita Varsha is Hari Varsha. The description of these varshas is given in Mahabharata Shabha Parva 28.7 through 8, as follows. Nagaram Chavanam Chaiva Nadis Chavima Lodaka Purushan Deva Kalpams Cha Naris Chapriya Darshana Adrista Purvan Sabhugan Sadhadarsha Dhananjaya Sadhanani Cha Subhrani Narish Chapsara Shamniba. It is mentioned here that the women in both these varshas are beautiful, and some of them are equal to the apsaras or heavenly women. Uttakaru. According to Vedic geography, the northernmost portion of Jambu-dweep is called Uttarakuru Varsha. It is surrounded by the saltwater ocean from 3 sides and divided by Shringavan mountain from the Hiranmaya Varsha. Kim Purusha Varsha. It is stated to be situated north of the great Himalaya mountain, which is 80,000 miles in length and height, and which covers 16,000 miles in width. These parts of the world were also conquered by Arjuna in Shabha 28.1 through 2. The The Kim Purushas are descendants of a daughter of Daksha. When Maharaj Yudhisthira performed a horse sacrifice, the inhabitants of these countries were also present to take part in the festival, and they paid tributes to the emperor. This part of the world is called Kim Purusha Varsha, or sometimes the Himalayan provinces, Himavati. It is said that Shukadeva Goswami was born in these Himalayan provinces, and that he came to Bharatavarsha after crossing the Himalayan countries. In other words, Maharaj Parīkṣit conquered all the world. He conquered all the continents adjoining all the seas and oceans in all directions, namely the eastern, western, northern, and southern parts of the world. Thus ends our reading for today. We will continue from text 13 on Friday, hopefully. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Arupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, to the worldwide devotees, Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Nrsimhapuri Dham Ki Jai, Ekachakra Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Baladev Subhadra, Jagannath Ju Ki Jai, Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, Sham Kund Radha Kund Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Praman, Hari 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 Bol. Dandavat Pranam.